Welcome back. It's another 10-minute talk, 10-minute topic. Unfortunately, it's been raining outside, and I left this a bit late. It's now Saturday evening, so we're going to have to do it inside. But I'm really keen to talk about feeling like you're behind, this race, rush that we get caught up in our 20s, and what you can do about it. As always with these ones, just feel free to just let it play in the background, have a listen, and have a think about how this could apply to you, and I suppose any changes you can make going forward. There's this feeling that we get when we're leaving high school, and all of a sudden, it's almost like this open slate where people are going to uni and people are studying, and we all actually have different timelines with when we're finished or ready or meant to be entering a career. But in spite of these different timelines that we have, we all feel like there's this race, this rush almost. And it's the most, other than maybe being in high school when you're looking at popularity groups, when you're in your 20s and probably beyond as well, it's this crazy point of looking at everyone else and comparing where you are to them, and that being the measurement, the judgment for how you're doing, your score in progress in life. Like there's some end goal that we all have. And I mean, when you really do look at it, I don't know what that goal is, and I don't know why. I'm guilty of it as well. Get this feeling that there's a rush and we are behind. I think if I did a study asking people if they all felt more so ahead or behind in life, and they're in their 20s, I think the majority of people would say behind, which just doesn't make any sense. I know for sure when I got into university and I was beginning to study something I really didn't like, all of a sudden I was worried about, I'm going to need to take some time off here. I knew that I'd need to defer because it just wasn't going to be my career. And then all of a sudden I'm 6 months behind. And that logic is so dangerous because it encourages you to just stay with what you've started with. And to think that coming straight out of high school, you're going to make the right choice first try, that's going to be your career until you retire, is so silly. So to think that you shouldn't take any time off because you're at risk of falling behind, and instead stay in something that you're not set on and that you decided on studying when you were 17, 18, maybe younger, is just not logical. But we're worried about this being behind and not sticking with the pack in terms of progress, because there's also this feeling of pressure about, I suppose, getting to a point where you can make an income sooner than later. And feeling like your 20s are really, really short, that you need to get to that point straight away so then you can start providing soon enough, and all of a sudden, going to have a partner, kids, family, mortgage. It becomes such a slippery slope, and that can start straight off not wanting to defer or feeling like you're under pressure time-wise when you just started university or at any point even in 20s. So I mean, what I realised when I took time away from uni, the longer I've spent away, the more I've realized that there isn't any rush, because if I stayed doing journalism, I'll be coming up on the end of my third year, right? And I will have gotten a degree I want nothing to do with. If I'd also even just deferred to change the business, but then stuck with business instead of taking a step away again, I would be a year out from finishing a business degree. I would have done an extra whole year on something I don't want, and it's costed me so much money. So really, you tell me who's more behind. Me having a 3-year-long degree that I don't want to use at all. So I've lost a lot of money over 3 years, and I haven't done anything else with that time. At least not dedicated work to something else. Or someone who stopped a semester in and spent a year looking for something that was going to be aligned with his career and what he wanted to do for the rest of his life as a burning passion, full of purpose. He finds out after a year. Who's more behind? So you probably noticed there that I'm comparing myself to myself, because when you compare yourself to other people, it's a completely unique race. We're not all looking for the same purpose, the same career, and the same life. We don't all value the same things. So why would you compare your situation to someone else's? Because we're all so fucking different. We have different goals, different careers we want to go for that all have different time frames. Not just the time frame at university of, say, 3 years, but when you want to be doing that, your values, how long it takes you to find that. We're all completely unique in that way. So to compare yourself to other people is so wrong. There's no race there at all. You're not even in a race. You're just going for a walk. It's hard to describe, but we all have to put a finish line somewhere for certainty. That's why university is so enticing and feels so much safer, because there's the clear endpoints for everything. You get your degree after working a certain amount each semester, have an internship, you get a salary. That makes sense because we're craving certainty in life. One thing I read a while ago was about how the majority of elevator doors where it has the close button doesn't actually do anything, but they put it in there because people have a better experience on their elevators because it makes them feel like they've got some control, like there's some certainty. So this feeling of control, I suppose certainty, although it's not a perfect example, is a huge reason why we want to be at uni and in something where we just know what's next. And for many people, that's their answer, and that makes sense. I get that. But then for others, like myself, although I do like the certainty, sure, it's comforting, I'm looking for something else. And this idea of a race is putting a finish line on your journey. And when reality is, with a career, with finding passion, purpose, there's never going to be that finish line where you just know it's done, it's over, or you've made it. So where's the race then? If there's no ending, right? If there's no real destination that's actually of value, when doing everything and going through it is really what gives you the value and the passion and the fun, and the excitement and the love and the pain and everything that makes life worth living, then why do we feel behind? There is no race. You're not behind. You're not ahead. You're just here. And once you can realize that and not feel like your age is a ticking time bomb, it isn't. Why do we think that? Is our age really a ticking time bomb? You're here. Just spend time focusing on finding the things and doing things sustainably as a career as well that just sets your soul on fire, that makes you feel alive and feel free. It can be that simple. And I don't want to get into some privilege argument here because, yes, sure, I get it. Not everyone in the world can be in a situation where they can say that they can go for something that they're truly passionate about, pay the bills, etc. But the majority of people who argue that are people who are in a state that they can, and they're just looking for an exit. So if you're feeling that way and you're wanting to say, nice that you can say that, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'll just say have a better think about it, because there's a chance that there's some things at least that you can do that put you more in the direction of your life, and it isn't that you're behind. You just might want to take some steps into looking for what truly makes you feel alive. So yeah, I'm passionate about this one because so many people aren't going for things that they care about, or aren't deferring, or aren't having a gap year or dropping out because they think they're going to be behind if they take time away. And that concept is backwards. I've been completely dragged into that before, and I still feel that regularly. But once you can just step back a little bit and realize that this is your game, your race, your walk, your dance in life, you don't have to be so tethered down by time. I think that's about 10 minutes. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next Wednesday. If you also want to have a look at my other vlogs, I had a cool one in Switzerland just last week. I'll put that on the screen to end it. But yeah, that was a good chat. Like and subscribe. Why not? We're nearly at 6K, I think. Thanks, guys. See you guys for another chat next Sunday and another vlog on Wednesday. See ya.